Hello and welcome to the Edge of Midnight channel. I'm Jason, your host today, and for a long time. Oh, I pressed the wrong button and got out my drone. Oh, I got rid of my drone. That was fun. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so this is about, I think it's the Snowdrop engine. The engine that game is created. Now, I am seeing this from a player's perspective, so any mistakes I make, any misinformation, I apologise for. I'm taking it from an observer who plays the game and also who has a little bit of background in development. I've written my own game. I learnt most of the BSc in computer science back in the 90s. Let's say my game is still running. It started as a C derivative of a DQ mod, DQ mod or whatever. Went on to a ROM, and now it is a hybrid MySQL.
Backup request.
A hybrid MySQL and Java real-time game. I coded a lot of skills myself for my game. I was all self-taught on everything I did. I don't do it anymore. I burnt myself out. I don't sadly even log on to my own game anymore, because when I look at my game, I don't see the beautiful text, the NPCs. I see code. I see something that could be improved. I see something I should be changing. So I can't log on there without it being stressful and workful, because I burnt myself out over about 10 years. Because it's on EOM version 5 now. Anyway, so this is where I'm coming from. And the reason I like this engine, and I love the way that Massive have created it for this. If you look at the floor, yes, well, if you look very closely, you can tell that the cigarettes are just flat textures, and some of the other stuff are not quite flat. They've got a little bit of shadows, but I think that's just textures on textures. That's like the first layer. You've got the chewing gum. You've got the bits and pieces of detritus of society. And when developing a game like this, you have to then put a layer on top. You say, how would not having the cleaning people and the maintenance people affect the place? Because it wouldn't all happen at once. It's not like a nuclear bomb going off in the city. It's not like an explosion. It's a slow degradation. And you can tell that a lot of thought has been put into it. Dead bodies. Plant life beginning to retake from all the little places where they are. Spreading, and they spread in a pattern that looks believable. And you see paint overlaid on top of objects. As things are broken down, crashes, cars, vehicles like this, and then what happened to them afterwards. Maybe for a certain amount of time people were living inside this buzz. People were actually on top of it. Maybe they were bandits, or maybe they were just people. Loot. You've got mounds of clothing, empty suitcases, empty news vendors. Everywhere, like This is a buzz station. This is perfect. This is a buzz station. But as the apocalypse and the disaster progressed, it got turned into a place for missing persons. It got turned into a place where people would have slept. That shows a level of design that you don't often see. And slowly, as the construction machines
Nearby hostage situation detected.
and the entire society broke down, things that were useful before, that we did care about, construction, vehicles, cars, watches, we no longer prioritise as much. And instead, other things became important. And they managed to capture that. And I don't think a lot of people realise just how much work goes into that kind of idea. The way you have to form a model for this kind of event. I mean, interestingly, the alleys like this, which from what I understand are always slightly let's just deal with these guys because they're here and they want to play. I can tell that they want to play. Okay.
That's it! That's it!
Why not?
Friendly control point nearby.
He's in the way. Oh, okay. They did it really well. It's very hard to do something like this. Level design to this detail. Because you've also got to think everything's got to be performance related. If you've got a good engine, then that's okay. I mean, look at that. Down there, you can see the amount of rubble. You can see that what's happened is people have been living up there and they've thrown out their rubbish and no one's been there to collect it. And it's just slowly built up into this detritus mass of filth. Amazes me how well they did it. But like I said, they have to think about performance. Ooh, loot. They can't have every piece and every item separate. They can't have all of it because it would put too much of a load. Can you imagine if all of these items here were physical, movable objects? How much of a strain that would put on the engine and on your PC. And on a multiplayer game, like you say we've got 4 people in an area standing next to each other. You shoot a barrel, the coder's got to tell all the other people and send to all of their clients what happened. That's what people sometimes forget, that when you do on a multiplayer game, it is so much harder. You have to have really good, reliable net software. It's very, very important because you don't want to send too much information because that will bog down the system. But you've got to send enough information. You've got to send... You can cheat. You can assume where a person's going to be at a certain time by the direction they're going. You can assume the amount, can calculate the amount of bullets and so on. But I am amazed. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, computers and that would be thinking, how can you do this? How can you have multiplayer games? How can you create a system where all these people can see what each other are doing, each of you are doing? Because that information has got to go first to the server, then it's to be verified, because that's the problem. A lot of these games make the mistake of allowing peer-to-peer action. Now the problem with peer-to-peer action in this situation, I call it peer-to-peer, it probably isn't, but I'm sure Massive or someone can correct me on this, but some games cheat. They allow you to interact together and don't send stuff back to the server. Now that's all well and good in a perfect society, but it allows for cheating. Because if you're not verifying the software with the master copy, then what's to stop you from raising your hit points by 1,000, 1,000,000, and giving yourself unlimited ammo while you're out in a mission? Because if you're not verifying it back at the main server, then issues. Yes, we get the issues. And I'm not saying everybody is a cheat and everybody would do that, but some people are. And it unbalances the game. That's why cheating is so hard to stamp out in some games. Because if you don't invest in the right infrastructure, and you don't have a system in place to secure it all, like the anti-cheat system on this, and verifications, then the people that don't cheat get very unhappy. Ooh, here's a Prezi for all of you, because you're my friends. Prezi time.
You are so fucked.
No, you. That was fun. So, I really, probably because I'm a coder, probably because I've messed in code and I've worked on projects in my past, that I know when I see good code, when I see people that have put the effort in, it makes me happy. It makes me go, yeah, thank you. That's the thing. As players, in fact, I prefer being a player. I actually do prefer being a player. Because as any coder will tell you, especially if you're troubleshooting and beta testing isn't the fun, glorious thing people think. It can be very boring, and you can be, let's say you're in a situation like this, and for some reason whenever you walk around there the game crashes and they don't know why. So they'll set automated systems as well, and they'll test it, and they'll try to figure out why it's happening. See, it might not happen if I walk there looking in this direction, but what if I walk the other way? Or it might actually happen because of something in my inventory, and you have to keep testing it. And when it's a simple thing like that, it's not too bad. But as any coder will tell you, any developer can tell you, when you add a new patch, there's always the chance, or you fix something, that it will break something else. It can break something that's completely separate, that you wouldn't even think would get touched. That's the doggies. They're on their guard dogging. Are you doing your job, Bertie? Yes, Bertie. And Beryl, yeah, that's it. You're telling the bad people not to walk past our house. You're doing such a good job. They're not allowed to walk past our house or go to their cars that are on the street. Or cough 500 meters away. It's a bad thing. Oh, and she's having a drink again. Yeah, Bertie is a dog where he drinks whenever he walks past the kitchen. He has a little drink. Just a few laps, he's that kind of dog. Beryl, she only drinks at when she's really thirsty. Ooh, fire. Fire, fire. See, the kind of games I messed about with and coded and did bits and pieces with are nothing like the complexity of one of these type games. Looty, looty. We're going to get some loot. Let's see what kind of loot. Ooh, ooh, that looks nice. 5.7. That looks interesting. Mine. What's in here? Ooh, custom P. Never. Ooh, that looks interesting. Let's play with that. Yes, let's do this. Let's. Oh, I can't put in my inventory. No, we've got to get rid of something. Okay, we're in there. We must go and must disassemble the green. Disassemble the green. I haven't cleared out my inventory. I need to clear out my inventory. I haven't done my job. I haven't been in. Oh, what did I do then? I did a bad thing. Yes, I replaced that with that. That's a bad thing. Let's go look for greenies. Greenies must be done. Deconstructing the greenies. There, I'm being a good boy. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm being a professional. Let's get rid of this. Oh, what did I do? I was silly. I pressing the wrong buttons. I'm all fingers and thumbs, and I wouldn't be much good if I wasn't all fingers and thumbs. It's another one of those saying like, have your cake and eat it. It really does bother me that saying, have your cake and eat it. You want to have your cake and eat it. Of course I bloody well want to have my cake and eat it. What's the point of having cake if you don't eat it? Where did this saying come from? Some anti-cake person? I mean, come on. If I'm going to have my cake, I'm damn well going to eat it. I'm probably going to damn well eat too much cake. I don't have any cake in the house. But
Detected. From the control point in proximity.
I am doing a shopping on Friday, and I am going to get in all the base materials I need to make cakes. And so if I want something sweet, instead of, I won't be buying any sweet stuff in. I'll have to go through the effort of actually making a cake. Oh, that reminds me, I need to add a few more items. I'll have to go do that in between these videos. Order some stuff from the shopping places. Going to have it delivered, because I don't go out and do shopping. No. That doesn't happen. So they deliver it to me. Yay!
Agent requesting backup.
Anyway, loot. Oh, this makes me happy. More stuff. I am now overloaded again. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish this recording. I'm going to log off. I am going to empty out my inventory. I am going to go back to the base and check all my guns out and see if there's anything I can craft. And then I will start up the stream again a bit late. Well, not the stream. I can't stream yet. I'm not streaming. I shall start up a new video later. Thank you for watching. Oh boy, they're going to shoot me. They're going to try to shoot me. Oh, let's use that. No. Let's go the opposite way. Come on. Stop being distracted. I'll end up staying on for another 10 minutes. This is goodbye from Jason for the Edge of Midnight channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.